Hello guys, Gameboy Hub here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to set up the RPCS3 emulator in order to emulate PS3 games on your PC. And before I start the tutorial, I just wanted to mention that the performance on my computer wasn't the best, as you can see, but that is probably because I have a pretty low spec computer. I have an i5 2500K processor with a GTX 1050 Ti. But if you have a better computer, these settings should work fine for you and you should get normal performance. So yeah, let's get started with the video. So once you guys are on your computer, you just want to go to the first link in the description, which will bring you to the official RPCS3 website. And over here, you just want to click the big download button right over here. And then you can see that RPCS3 is available both for Windows and Linux. Now I'm running Windows, so I will just download it for Windows. And in order for the emulator to work, you will need some PlayStation 3 firmware. So just head over to the second link in the description and it will bring you to TechSpot. Now you can also get this firmware off of the official Sony website, which is preferable, but for some reason that download link just didn't work for me, so I will just get it off of this website. So I'll just press on here and then your download should start. And once you have both of the files on your desktop, you just want to create a new folder. And then just call it RPCS3, and then you want to enter the zip file. And then just copy all of its contents into the folder you just made, like so. And now just double check that everything is in there, which it is. So now you can close out of the zip file and delete it. So now you want to enter the RPCS3 folder and just launch RPCS3 and then just consent to all of this and hit continue. So first thing you want to do is install the PS3 update. So just go to File and Install Firmware. And then just find your firmware. Mine is on my desktop. If yours isn't showing up, you want to change this option to all PUB files, like that. And then just select the firmware and hit open. And then it should update. And after it has updated, it should say successfully installed PS3 firmware. So just hit don't show again and then OK. And now it will do some compiling, so you will need to wait for this. And after the compiling is finished, you can continue. So now you just want to exit out of the emulator. And while the emulator is closed, you just want to connect your controller to your PC and then you can relaunch the emulator. And after it has been relaunched, just go to pads, and then if you want to use your keyboard to control the games, that's fine. You just want to leave everything as it is. You can also customize the controls if you want to, but personally I'm going to be using an Xbox One controller. So where it says keyboard, you just want to drop down the menu and select X input if you are using an Xbox controller, and if you are using any other controller, just select it over here. And after you selected X input, if your controller has already been connected, it should auto configure, and if you are happy with all of the controls as they are, you can just hit save. So right now you will need to add your games to the emulator, and unfortunately I can't show you where to download games because they are copyrighted material, but you should be able to find them pretty easily just by typing PS3 ROMs into Google. So to add your games, just click the open button and then navigate to where you're saved your games. So mine are on my D drive and then ROMs and in the PS3 folder, and then just select your games folder, and this is mine, so I'll just hit select folder, and then this window should pop up that says compiling PPU modules. So you just need to wait for this before you can launch the game. This will take some time, so just be patient. And after all of the files have compiled, you should be good to go as for the games. So now I will just go over some settings you can change to hopefully boost your performance. So first thing you want to do is go into configuration and then CPU. And for the CPU, I recommend leaving everything as it is. So let's just go over to the GPU. Now in my previous videos, I said that Vulkan is better for AMD users and that OpenGL is better for Nvidia users, but I have heard that this emulator actually works better with Vulkan. So what I recommend doing is leaving this on Vulkan and then trying the game, and if you get frame drops or lag spikes, then you can just go back and change this to OpenGL. The default resolution always needs to stay at 1280 by 720, and then you can change the resolution scale if you want higher resolution games, but I will just leave it as it was before, like that. And the rest of the settings is pretty much personal preference. I will not enable VSync because I do not have a high hertz monitor, but if you do, you can enable it. And as for the audio, you just want to leave everything as it is as well. And that is pretty much it for the settings, so just hit apply and then save. So I am recording this while editing this video because I forgot to mention that to boost your performance you should always go into NVIDIA control panel, and once it is open you want to select this setting right over here, and then under processor you want to select your graphics card. Because if it is at auto select or at CPU, your performance will probably be much worse than if your graphics card is selected. So yeah, this is a pretty important step, so just make sure that it is right. And now I will also show you how to install your game DLCs, because Skate 3 has some DLCs. So what you want to do is just go over to File and then hit Install Packages/Wraps. Go to the location where your DLC is saved, so mine is also in the ROMs folder, PS3. And then we have patches and DLC, and I have these two DLC packs, so I will just select both of them and hit open. And then when you see this window, just hit install, and then just wait for this to be finished. And after it is done, you should get this pop-up that says successfully installed software, so just hit OK. And now you are pretty much all set for the emulator, so you can just launch the game. It might have some more compiling to do, so just let it do its thing. And right over here you can see Skate 3 running on my computer in windowed mode. Now you might have also noticed that I've switched to the OpenGL setting, and honestly there really isn't much difference between Vulkan and OpenGL, at least in my case. But if your game is lagging at Vulkan, as I said, I recommend changing it back to OpenGL, because for some people that will improve performance a lot. So yeah, you can see that this game gets about 15 to 30 FPS, which is not ideal, but it is definitely playable. And I would also say that this is running better than in the Xbox 360 Xenia emulator. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. And also, please check out my Twitter and Instagram and my Patreon page. And I will see you guys in the next video.